Hey guys, it's Dmitriy Kozlov here with a message inspired by Brendan Burchard and the High Performance Academy, but also really inspired by the last 3 years of my life through which I've been living with freedom, passion, and purpose. Today I'm going to give you 3 tips all bundled up into one on how to live a really high performance life every single day and how to love your life every single day and how to create exactly the kind of life that you want. The 3 tips that I'm giving are to live your life with freedom, to live your life with passion, and to live your life with purpose. Now I want to delve into a little bit more of what each of these means to me and also how you can apply it in your own life. So to me, and I believe to everybody, freedom really means living life on your own terms, not being bound by a lot of things that we're bound by when making decisions on how we want to live. And this just doesn't just mean money. A lot of people think freedom and it means financial freedom. Okay, I want to make more money so that I can buy what I want or do what I want. And that's certainly part of it, and that's really important. But it's also important not to get caught up in the idea that financial freedom is the only form of freedom. There are other forms of freedom. Mental freedom. Is your mind free? Are you able to think clearly? Are you able to live with clarity and make clear decisions on what you want based on your own values, not just what society wants you to do, not what the marketplace wants you to do, not what everybody else around you is pressuring you to do or think like, and so on and so forth? Are you able to think and live inside of your own head on your own terms? That's an important type of freedom. Emotional freedom. Do your emotions contribute to your life and contribute to your sense of freedom and well-being, or do they detract from it? Are you financially free and do you have time freedom, but emotionally and mentally are you not free? Are you bound to your emotions? Are you bound to your thought patterns? Time freedom. This is really important. A lot of people who create financial freedom and may even create some mental and emotional freedom still aren't in full control of their time. So I strongly believe that being in full control of your time, and this doesn't mean that you never have to work. This doesn't mean that you never have to do things that might not be on your top priority list. But on average in your life, do you have time freedom? Are you able to control what it is that you do with your time and how you contribute to the world with your own time? The other thing I want to mention quickly about freedom is not what a lot of people might think means a lack of systems. Freedom is actually created by systems. So I would strongly recommend picking up the book 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss or the book Work the System. These 2 books have really changed my life and the way I look at systems, and I think they will change yours too, because you'll realize that the more systems that you create in your life and the more you understand the systems and subsystems in your life and are able to manipulate those at will, the more freedom you're able to create in your own life in each of these categories: the mental freedom, emotional freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. So control those systems, leverage them, and figure out a way to create freedom for yourself with them. Again, just strongly recommend Work the System and 4-Hour Workweek. Now, once you have freedom, or as you're creating freedom, passion is another really, really important thing to live your life by, an important value to hold. Passion to me means not only I'm living life on my own terms, but I'm also excited about what I'm doing. Tim Ferriss, again, talks about this in 4-Hour Workweek, that people overuse the word happiness. To most people, what happiness really is and how they create true happiness is through excitement. So when you are excited about something, when you're excited about your business, when you're excited about your family, when you're excited about your relationships, when you're excited about all of these things, you perform so much better in them. You're living with high performance when you're passionate and when you're excited about all of these things. So if you don't have it, find passion in your work. Or if you can't find passion in your current work, go find work where you can find passion, where you do have passion. Same thing with your relationships. Sometimes it's going to be really difficult because you're stuck in patterns from your life that you were just kind of brought into or that you fell into. So look at what those patterns are. Look at how you're currently living and ask yourself, are you on fire every morning when you get up to do what you're about to do that day? Are you excited? Do you stay up late not because somebody's pressuring you to, but because you're excited to do what you're doing, whether it's with work, whether it's with relationships, whether it's in all of the free time that you're creating for yourself? So find things that you're passionate about and go out and do them and figure out a way to structure them into your life. And as you create more freedom, it becomes easier to build more and more passion into your life, and vice versa, because as you create more passion within your life, you feel a lot more free, even if you're working more, even if you're up longer, because you're passionate about what you're doing and it's up to you and it's within your control. So stimulate the fire within you, find passion, and finally, purpose. Now, Brendan talks about this a lot. I believe almost every really successful personal development speaker and author talks about finding purpose in your life. So this isn't just unique to me, but it's something that I've found is overwhelmingly important. So it's not enough to just be excited if you really want to make a huge contribution to the world. Brendan Burchard, again, talks about this in a lot of his material, is ask yourself, how can I serve greatly? How can I become a better contribution to the world with my own life and with everything I do? And what you'll find is that as you develop a greater purpose, as you start to think outside of yourself a little bit and think, how can I contribute? Or how can I serve the world? Or how can I serve the people around me? You start actually developing so much more power, not just your personal power, but also influencing others. If your goal is to, let's say, make $100,000 a year, you won't impact nearly as many people, and you won't have nearly as many people follow you as if your goal was, let's say, over the top to end world hunger or end poverty in a particular nation, or empower, for me, my purpose is to empower youth to create lives of freedom, passion, and purpose. So, and at the same time to improve the world while they're doing it. So that's what I believe my purpose is. And when I state that purpose to people, people want to follow me. People want to help me. My resources automatically expand without me working harder. And that's because I have a higher purpose that I'm contributing to in the world. And it's something that I'm passionate about. And it's something that I can... That I'm creating a life where I'm free to do what it is that I really, really want to do. And all of that stems from the fact that I'm looking at it in a way of contribution, not just in a way of what's in it for me, but it's in a way of how can I serve. And that's what I believe purpose is. That's what purpose is to me. It's a really, really important exercise for you to sit down and think, how do I want to contribute? It can be something in what you're currently doing. It doesn't have to be, but look at what you're currently doing, and instead of thinking, how can I be better at this? Which is certainly important to ask to perform on a higher level, but ask yourself, how can I contribute more with what I do? And if it's not something that you're currently doing, or it's not something that you're passionate about, and you're looking for purpose, and you're looking for passion in your life, then really sit down and evaluate what your values are, what it is that excites you, and where you see yourself making a contribution, a positive contribution to the world. Find your purpose. As you find your purpose and you become excited about it, everything else, including a lot of the freedom components of your life, will fall into place. So that's the advice that I have for you today. Create a life of freedom, passion, and purpose. Inspire the people around you to create lives of freedom, passion, and purpose. And you will be so much happier, so much more fulfilled, and also so much more successful, and you will become a high performer.